Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of my 5D Secret Garden, where not only can we keep a secret, we also want to know how to uncover them. And that's why we do it, because we like to let people know that we know your secrets. Because, it means you're not getting over on nobody. Do we care about your stupid secrets? No. But it helps us to identify the issues. And the main issue here is getting and chopping off the top of the head of the snake. And the top of the head of the snake is this Emperor in reverse. This is the originator of everything. This is the snake that tricked Eve into eating that apple. This is that energy. This Emperor in reverse, karmic masculine energy. This is the one. This is who has made the world the way it is. This is the one who has never been beaten yet, because this is their main goal. Hear me out on this. So they start off as the snake in the beginning of time with Eve. They're the ones who go up to Eve and say, hey, which is divine feminine, goes up to Eve and says, hey, talks them, so fast talks them into eating the apple, whatever it is, comes down to. And then basically what happened after that, though? You know what I mean? Everybody knows that part, right? Like, what would happen after that? That was the end for the karmic masculine. Now the karmic masculine ran back the divine feminine, okay? Got to Adam to automatically to keep his foot on Eve's throat, because now he knows that what they did was piss God off, and it's going to be, and they're going to blame divine feminine now for all this. This is all divine feminine's fault. So, which it was, okay, it was. Nobody's going to say it wasn't. I mean, we shouldn't have fell for the trick, but listen, I guess this had to all happen for a reason, right? So, factor in, ever since then, you would have had this snake that was been on the loose, this karmic masculine, this emperor reverse energy in the ear of all of our divine masculines. So that would basically be like Cain, who's the one who killed Abel. You know what I mean? So it's basically like that just kept going. That energy continued to go. It basically, this is the energy that controls the world. Is the Emperor in reverse energy. They're the people that are like behind the scenes, like the creepy old fucking guys that, somehow or another know stuff, Illuminati, secret society, fucking shit. They're the ones sitting back there thinking, oh yeah, while knowing that they only have that stuff because of divine feminine. Keeping their foot on divine feminine's throat while keeping divine masculines corrupt and only worried about money. So it's basically the ideal scam, you know what I mean? The ideal racket that they got going here, because it's like, how in the heck could divine feminine ever overcome these odds? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is how, well, because the only way back to getting out of this is to returning back to the way it was supposed to be, was by one time the divine feminine energy defeating this karmic masculine energy, this emperor reverse energy, defeating them just this one time will cause a ripple effect to where all divine feminine, because then it'll be seen that it can be done. It has never been done. Divine feminine energy, since that beginning of time, has their rival, the emperor in reverse, the one who stands on their necks. This is like your feminine, the guy who's like, oh, women should only cook and clean and brr, 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 and keeping the women down, and, basically the one, the racist. This is what the masculine, this is what this person is. That is the emperor reverse. You know what I mean? It's that person that's, has billions and billions of dollars, but it's the biggest asshole in the whole world. You know what I mean? Because they know they could just control everything. So now that's all going to go away now, guys, because I found out how to defeat this energy. Okay? I will be the first person to defeat this energy. And by me doing that, will cause the ripple effect of eliminating this energy. And that energy is the devil. That is the devil. The devil has tricked me again, okay? Because I thought that they were leaving the situation. They had me believing that the Queen of Wands, Empress in reverses were the devil. They were never the devil. They were just created, brought in by the devil. The devil has always been the emperor in reverse. That is the devil. That is the person, is the one who is just there somehow or another. Always, it's like that really disgusting guy who has all this money but has like, a beautiful wife, and you're like, how the fuck is this people to get like? And it's like, how are they even like? Why would anybody want to be with somebody like? Because they know how to do magic. These fuckers. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they keep us down, and especially divine feminine has to stay down for good, because they know that the end is, we've been waiting to get this revenge. Okay, you tricked us and took everything from us and kept us down since the beginning of time, divine feminine energy, making it so difficult for the divine feminine energy to get back that it has to be like unbelievably difficult to accomplish. Now it's a little easier now, because what they did is they flipped the script, the divine feminine energy, and now it's going through a male, because they figured, all right, they tried through women, and these people are just continuously will keep a woman down, the feminine energy. So now the divine feminine energy says ideas, well, let's see what they could do against a real divine feminine male, which that is what I claim I am. That's what I am. I mean, you could believe it, don't believe it, it is what it is. But I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I'm up against. I know what the energies I always faced my whole entire life. And it all stems back from this Emperor reverse karmic masculine, the snake, the actual snake from the beginning, and divine feminine. Those two energies now is to where it's at. And all we gotta do is beat it once, and then it's done, because I'm a creator. I create the ending here. I'm creating the end of the Emperor reverse. That's why I always say, send them back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. My main goal is that's what it is. That's what it is, because the divine feminine energy has been living in this pain, knowing that they're the ones who allowed all this to happen. They're the ones who took the bite of the apple, got rent, and then became, nobody wanted to be bothered with that energy ever again. And then the masculine karmic masculine would then become to where that snake now was corrupting not only the divine masculines but other divine feminines, making them into witches, doing their bidding, while at the same time turning divine masculines into players and this and that, and while at the same time divine feminine is blocked off from all love. You know what I mean? Like the one thing that they want, but they're the ones who don't get nothing. They just had bad luck all the time. It's like, they're always the loser in the situation. It's like, they're the best person but get the worst luck. That is all done by design, okay? It's all spell work done by design that is being broken right now, because if I could see through this and I could find a way to come through and defeat these energies, because I have 2 Emperor reverses I'm dealing with right now, okay? And I'm going to defeat both of them. And the way I'm going to do it is by turning the people that are against them, okay? Or against us, against them. So it's basically all the people that these Emperor reverses have, what's the word, more or less like tricked or, got them to subscribe to the karmic masculine Emperor reverse theology, that basically everything is up for the grab, everything is to take, and then, not the how we're supposed to be, like everything what's meant for me will find me type situation, to where that's what keeps absolute peace throughout the universe, So it's basically all the universal laws are broken continuously by the Emperor reverse. Now this person already knew magic from the beginning. They were a talking snake. You know what I mean? They were a fast talker. They, we weren't equipped for this. Do you understand? That's where I defended the divine feminine energy. I said, God, we were not equipped for this. You have us just this. You mean what? Why would this? Where did this snake come from? Okay, who allowed this snake to come approach us? You know what I mean? Like, why did you do that? Like, why did we have to deal with that? Why did we have to be put in that situation? And he said, well, the reason why was because then I wanted you to know you be the only one that this person can't fool now. And I wanted to see if you'd be able to come back from it. He's like, I was just seeing where your head was. I said, well, I think well, there you go again. He says, it's unfair for you. Why? Look what you become now. Would you have rather just been sit there as some whatever person, and would you rather be who you are now, and know that what you came back from is something that nobody could ever take from you? I said, I don't know. I said, I really don't know. He said, well, then it takes knowing, having all the pain to feel all the greatness of it. You know what I mean? To feel the happiness, the joy. You don't know what true happiness is until you felt true pain. He said, so you would have never appreciated anything after. It would have just been, it would have just been based, all right, this is what it's supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. I wanted you to appreciate it. I said, well, I mean, okay. I said, but now it's to a point where it's like, okay, we do appreciate it. Now, how do we put an end to this? How does this get end? How do we get rid of this Emperor in reverse? And that's what I'm going to find out right now. What do we do to get rid of this person? Because I know the people that are around them are getting karma. It's all because of this person. So what I suggest is I only want that person. I want this Emperor in reverse energy. Divine Feminine wants that once and for all to settle the score. Okay? Once and for all, settle the score with this Emperor reverse energy. This snake, this one who tricked us into eating an apple. That one. That's the one we want. Because we know by taking that person away, that's the spell's broken from that person, and that is the one who has to go back to hell to never be seen from her from again, because we already knew now. Now we know. I had to learn that lesson. Divine Feminine had to learn that lesson for us. We were the ones who had to learn that lesson so that it would never happen again. Because now it's like this snake comes and does that. We'll laugh and say, oh yeah, right, get out of here. So that's the only way this would ever work, is for Divine Feminine to come back and defeat this energy. This energy has never been defeated by Divine Feminine, ever. Think about it. The masculine, especially the karmic masculine, has been in control of the world for as long as the world's been around. That's the double. That's the actual double energy. That's the one that we don't really see. We don't understand. We're like, okay, they just got all the money, but we just look past it. They're the ones who make all the law. They're the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the ones who tell us what is right. This is the Emperor reverse. This is who tells us what to do. You know what I mean? And we all have to listen. And the only one who can see through their bullshit is Divine Feminine. Why are they the only one? Because they were the one who was originally tricked by this person, and then have to come back and wake everybody else up to the bullshit too. You know? That is our goal. That is what we have to do, and I can do it. I'm ready for it. So let's go. What we got here? 3 of Wands in the upright. Preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion. Listen, we're progressing, preparing, because we know that we could defeat this energy. Us defeating that energy sends it back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. So all we have to do is focus on the Emperor in reverse energy to get the right words. Not like we got to focus on all these different ones now. I used to have, I want to get this Queen of Wands or this one. Realistically, they're not our problem. They are just feminists that were karmic feminine, that were easily able to be manipulated. At reality, they came from us. Divine Feminine, we created those Queen of Wands, and it came from us. We created it because we allowed it, the karmic masculine to run wild. And that's where it's been ever since. And it needed one person to stop it. For what's all it needs is one person to stop that energy. It has to be defeated once, and it's done. And then the spell is broken. And everybody wakes up and they start looking around. They're like, whoa, nah, what's this? Like, and they see the Emperor reverse for who they really are. And then they see that, the Divine Feminine did make a mistake, but eventually got us out of this, which is hell. This is hell. Okay? And we want to send it back to hell. We want to send the hell that they brought here back to hell with them. These Emperor reverses. And that's what's going to happen. And we're preparing to do that. 3 of Wands, first card. So, see what's coming with that. So, Sun in reverse. These people, they're feeling down. They are the opposite of what we are. Do you understand? They know now is that the karmic masculine Emperor reverse, they know that us knowing this is putting them in this situation where they're going to be this negative, depressed, sad, careless, arrogance is all going to come out. Everybody's going to see what this person is for them, what they are. And I'm going to just compare it now to regular situations. Like this would be somebody like, this energy is like that guy that's like always like real negative in the corner. That's like but somehow or another has like high level position. This guy's really just like a warlock or some shit. Just some jerk off that thinks that there's somebody. There's smug motherfucker is what this is. Do you understand? This is what that is. A person who is behind the scenes like pulling strings, trying to be a puppeteer of sorts. But now everybody sees what the fuck they are, and they because they can't do nothing to me. They could not keep me. They went against the wrong divine feminine. They went against the wrong energy. You went against Eve's energy, baby. So remember, we were coming back for you one way or another. You weren't going to keep us down forever. You thought you were, devil, but we're back now. Okay? And we got you backpedaling in the sun of reverse energy. You are backpedaling while we were preparing because we identified what it is. We know what happened. We know what happened and we know what's necessary to remove you. All we have to do is show the people who you really are. Once the people turn on you, then it's done. You're over. And that's what I tell people. Listen, turn on this energy. If you have this energy around you, I would suggest turn on them because then I will wipe your karma and they could deal with all that. They're the ones who are taking the fall here. The Emperor in reverse. I said that in the readings before. That is the devil is taking the fall now. The devil's taking the fall. He was so trickstery, trying to jump from people to people, going to like the Queen of Wands, this and that, trying to draw the attention away from the Emperor in reverse. That no, it's more the witches. They're doing it, but these are the fucking warlocks that put these witches up to that. They're the ones who put them up to it. So they were originally the people who were created us. These are the ones who were in our divine masculine's ears telling them how divine feminine is no good, how we're like a piece of shit, we're this and that. Trust me, they're not anything. And that's the person. This is that is that energy. That is our fucking nemesis. That is the snake, bro. That's the snake. Like that's all they're doing. That's all they've been doing. And we caught them now because nobody could ever catch them. They've been doing the same energy, has been doing it over and over to all different people in all different situations. And now, for the first time, I figured them out. And that's why they're going back to hell and never be seen or heard from again. I knew I said that for a reason. I knew there was a reason why. I don't know why I just started saying that for some reason. But now I know. Because all this is bringing us as the Ace of Pentacles, baby. This is what they were trying so hard, the devil, to keep away from the Divine Feminine. They did not want Divine Feminine to receive anything. Divine Feminine energy had to create themselves to be a Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles person, but would need their Divine Masculine to bring the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles to them to get that. So that was where the conundrum lied of why they were so much they had to keep us apart, because they knew when an Adam, Eve type person came together, then whatever they did before is obsolete, because they're only reason they're still around is because of the what's it called between the Adam and Eve energies. The Adam being mad at Eve for opening the thing, and then Eve getting mad because they have to deal with all this stuff, and then both of them just hating each other for all that time, and then the devil's in the background laughing, pulling the strings, making it all happen, controlling the fucking Adam to make them think that we're nothing, and and it's like they had a really good thing going, but somehow or another I got past it. Okay, well, I didn't get. God help me. He got to the point where he said, "You know what? This is the closest they'll ever get." So he's like, "I think you passed the test, buddy." He said, "Eve, I think you passed the test." I'm not saying that's who. I'm just saying it in a way where this is what it started as. So he said, "Eve, you passed the test. All right, we know you did all this, but you still came back and to save us, to make it right. We didn't just succumb. Divine Feminine. We didn't just open up the fucking Pandora's box, all the stuff goes out, all this fucking demons come out, and then we're like, oh no, what do we do here? What do we do? And everybody like sees it, and then the devil's out. He's in their ears. Oh yeah, look, he's the one who did this. She's the one. Yeah, Divine Feminine did all this. I'm telling you, we got to get. And then everybody goes against us, and then we're like, oh no, like what? Because what else could we do? But we could have easily crumbled to the ground. But no, we continue to get it back up and fight. And we said, we'll make this right one day. We'll make this right one day. We'll get these demons back in this box. We'll send them back to hell and never be seen or heard from again. We'll do this. We'll grab this devil. We'll get them. We'll get them one day. And it's been up to right now that hasn't happened. Until right this second. Because I know who these energies are. We knew you were exactly who we thought you were. So, we knew it. Now everybody's going to know it because we're going to manifest everybody knowing it. We're going to have them know this is you. You're the snake. You're the snake, Emperor, in reverse, because Three of Pentacles in reverse, because you're misaligned, brother. You're not you're in disharmony right now. You do not know. You are so rattled right now that even seeing the video of me doing this is going to make you lose your mind because you realize you're like, oh my God, what can we do now? What can you do? Tell me what you can do. Especially with God 100% backing me on this one. Tell me what you're going to do. And that's nothing. You're going to retreat into this Three of Pentacles in reverse energy. You're going to be disorganized. There's going to be no teamwork. Nobody's going to want to help you because they're all going to jump on my side because they know that's where the happiness lies. So they're going to all forgive the Divine Feminine's error because we made it right now. Now, it's time for you to go back to hell to never be seen or heard from again, devil. And that's it. This is all going to happen. Because I'm going to create it. I'm manifesting it happening right now. It's all going to happen. Because I have the ability to create. Divine Feminine energy knows how to create. Remember that. And I'm creating the ending for this Emperor in reverse. They need to go because they are the problem. That's the only thing I need to focus on is removing this energy. Because I know exactly who it is. I know exactly who the devil is. I know exactly what my energy was. I know exactly how many lives I've been back through trying to do this. And I know exactly right now this is what the Divine Feminine ancestry decided is the best opportunity. Is right this second. And I'm going to do it. And that's why I'm going to be the greatest of all time. And people are going to say, wow, can you believe that? And then, but it's difficult to talk like that because then you come off like, I come off like a nut. Like, oh, yeah, I'm this one. I'm going to save the, because it's like they designed it. The masculines designed it, the Emperor Reverse that anybody that talks like that is like a nut. You know what I mean? So that's why nobody could really speak it on the terms. I'm not sounding crazy. Like, I could actually interpret it in such a way where you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and that's why they've tried so hard to just keep me not seen, just keep me stuck. That's all it is. They don't want my star energy out there. They want me just stuck. But I never gave up. I just kept fighting back. He even turned everybody against me. All the DM, they called me, they turned my DM against me, everybody. It was the same thing. It was just what it was. This is what the Divine Feminine energy, this is what the cycle was. They just getting the Emperor Reverse putting their foot on our necks and then taking our energy while laughing and then using, Queen of Wands reverses against us while manipulating our Divine Masculine at the same time. So it's like basically like a fucking Chinese water torture and shit. Like the way these people, they're doing it in a way where it's like you're not doing it directly, but you're doing it. You know what I mean? And it's all behind the scenes. It's all on a spiritual level. And if you're designed that if you even speak up against it, that you're crazy or you're just looking for attention or you're just. But then it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, there's no possible way to do it in the 3D, but there's quite a way to do it in the 5D, and that's exactly how we got this person. We got this person spiritually stuck. They're stuck. They're spiritual jail right now, and the devil is in spiritual jail, headed to spiritual jail for this. Okay. That's a big, that's like grabbing Hitler right now. This is where we got him like how Hitler was when the United States was going to kill him. He's going to take himself out. That's what the devil's going to do. Watch. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to let us capture him. I got him. He's done. It's over. He knows it. That's why you'll see all these Emperor reverses. They're all going to start falling one by one. It's not I'm going to do anything. It's just the energy. We're all energy. And if our energy is able to overcome this, then that puts an end to everything. Because they are the root of the problem. They are the head of the snake, the Emperor in reverse. Because we are going to get Six of Wands, baby. Because some public recognition for this. Because this is where the new earth starts. The end of the Emperor reverse energy is where the new earth starts. And that's when the Divine Feminine comes into the Six of Wands. Celebrating public recognition. Wow, we can't believe this is even happening. How is this real? What is going on here? And then it's like, oh, wow. It's all because the fucking Emperor reverse had us all under spell for all these years that it took. Remember, spells are always meant to be broken. So it only takes one person to see through a spell for it to be broken. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not going to stay on somebody. If I see through the spell, then it's like, it's all broke. It's not going to stay on everybody. It's like almost like one link comes off and then the whole thing falls off. It's like the chain. Like one link comes off the chain, this whole chain is going to fall off. So it's not going to work no more. I got to go get something new. And then that's why the devil never seen that part. He never prepared for that. He never prepared for that kink in the chain. Never prepared for that. But guess what? Divine Feminine did. We knew eventually there would be a kink in the armor. A chink, whatever. Kink, whatever in the armor. And that would be right where we would get our opening. And we capitalized. And it was right, the best part is it was right near their Achilles heel too. So it was just so perfect for us that the chink in the armor was right where their Achilles heel was. So it was just that we had, boom, done. Now you're stuck. Once that happens, you can't do nothing. I don't care who you are. Somebody goes and gets you right in your Achilles. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how strong you are. You're just going to go down. That's why it's called the Achilles heel. It's the only thing that could, bring Achilles down. So, yeah, Six of Wands, baby. We're going to be recognized for this. People are going to be thanking us, okay? Divine Feminine is going to get awards and books and stuff like that. But we don't give a fuck, though. That's the thing. We just want to make this up for what we did. We let this happen, so we had to make up for it. So that's why everybody's going to heal. Divine Masculine's right now healing. They're all going to start healing. They're waking up looking at this like, oh, my God. It's been you, motherfucker. So that's like Adam's waking up to the devil, in his ear all these years. And he's like, oh, you motherfucker did this. And it's like they know now that he's the one who made Eve eat the apple, but now he's acting like he's our friend, like Adam's friend, and just keeping us down, keeping Divine Feminine down. That's all this is designed to. So it's like the goal is to keep Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine away from each other. That is the goal. So once it really happens, that's when it all starts to happen. So that means that it really hasn't happened for anybody yet. Until it happens. Then once it all starts happening, one by one, people will all come into this cycle. It ends. And they come together with who they're supposed to be with, hopefully. That's what I hope happens. Hope we all come together with who we're supposed to be with. Because that's the only thing that's going to keep us all happy. And then the world will be built on the Ten of Cups. And we don't have to worry about these fucking Emperor reverses ever again. Because the world in reverse, baby. We're getting rid of this world. That's where we got a new world coming. Because it's a whole new world. So it's the end of this world. So world in reverse, it's the end. It's like, it's done. It's incomplete. You did not complete what you were supposed to do. Because the goal of this plan to absolutely work was to fully destroy the energy of Divine Feminine. It got beat down. It got smashed. It's basically, I'll give you a perfect example of this. It's like Divine Feminine is Hulk Hogan, okay? The Emperor Reverse is Bobby the Brain Heenan. And the Divine Masculine is Andre the Giant. At one time, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan were best friends. And Bobby the Brain is the devil. He's been, both messing with both their lives for the whole, always something. He's always the one. Somehow or another gets in the ear of Andre the Giant, who's our Divine Masculine, or Hulk Hogan, just try and make an example here, and tells him that, wow, what's that, man? Look at that. The Divine Feminine gets all the attention. oh, they're the one, the creator. You're the one who should get it. You're the one who, could protect them. You're their protector. You're the one who, can never be beaten, but everybody pays attention to them. It ain't fair, man. I think that they're using you and stuff. So they get in their ear like that. That's how the devil originally gets in the DM. So the DM starts to, yeah, you know what? Because they tricked us to eat the apple, so they're going to be able to trick. Now it's like, okay, we've seen the trick now, so we're like, oh, we know what's going on, but they don't know because we didn't see it at first either. So it's like now we're the only people that could see through it. This person's not seeing through it. The Divine Masculines didn't see through it yet, so it's more a long-term situation to keep them stuck. So it's basically by him telling Andre the Giant, oh, come on, and then you should be the champion, not Hulk Hogan. You should be it. So then Andre the Giant, our Divine Masculine, turns on us, rips the crucifix off us, tells us that, whatever, we're finished, we're done, and walks away from us with, the devil, it tells us beat it. So Divine Feminine's like, what happened? I didn't never meant none of this, but it was all because of that Bobby the Brain Heenan in Andre's ear, that Emperor in reverse in his ear, telling him, oh, you've been undefeated for 15 years. Look, they gave him a bigger trophy than you. Look, you got this small trophy. And then, eventually that is to a point. It's almost like going up to the peacock. I believe one of the peacocks, like the male peacock is the one that looks like that, and the other one's like a little bit dull. Even the same thing with the ducks. Like the male duck is like the mallard looks like the green head, and the other one's like just brown. So it's like they're the better looking of the two. So it's like they're coming to that person saying, oh, well, look, they got all the stat, blah, blah, blah. They got all the, feathers, and, he's got the green head, and look at you, you're just all bland, and, like, he got the good part of it. I think I could help you get that part, too. We don't need him. We'll get it to where I'll make sure you could be the one who's, you know what I mean? So basically, they tricked the Divine Masculine into thinking now, how whatever, Andre the Giant, oh, that you're going to be the champ now, and basically I'll just be your back. I'm your manager. Like, it's basically I'm your whatever. Like you're just controlling them. You're like the puppeteer basically, and that's how it's been forever now. That's what's been controlling our Divine Masculines is a karmic masculine Emperor reverse. What's been controlling our Andre the Giants all these years is the evil Bobby the Brain Heenan. They don't call him the Brain for nothing. The evil brain. Yeah, but you know what eventually happened now? Andre seen through the bullshit, and he turned good again because the evil Emperor in reverse couldn't control him after he seen through the stuff. When the Divine Masculine couldn't do what, the evil Emperor in reverse needed him to do, then he felt like, he berated him. He smacked Divine Masculine. Oh, we don't need... Then that woke Divine Masculine. Wait a second. Who did you smack? You know what I mean? And it's like, now it's like he starts to see, wait a second. You were the one this whole time. It was you, Brain. You were the one who got in my ear. Hogan never did any of this. It was you. And then he, boom, it's over. And then that'll never happen again. I mean, it will happen again in like other situations later down the road, but at least at this time, it's the first time that it's ever happened that a person, a Divine Feminine, was able, other than in wrestling, allow that to happen in real life. So just telling you, like, that's the example. That is what your typical Emperor in reverse is. It's that one in the back that's in the nice guy's ear, making them like do bad stuff, but like coming off like they're helping them. It's like you know what I'm saying. Come on, don't make me get fucking, keep talking over here. I don't want to get too long because it's almost a half hour, but I know what I'm saying sounds good. So please tell me you understand, because Divine Feminine's got the strength, baby. We got the strength, brother. So when you come up against us, we don't care how big you are. 7'4", 520 pounds. We don't care if you got our Divine Masculine brainwashed to come against us, because in the end result will always be the same. And it'll be us destroying you and sending your bitch ass back to hell to never be seen or heard from again. And that's exactly what we're doing, because this match never ended. We never lost yet. Divine Feminine has not lost yet. We have not been beaten. We have not been pinned, bound by this Emperor in reverse. They have never they were able to take the title from us by, getting the fake referee and, all the hook and crook stuff or whatever. It's ended up coming back to us anyway. So if they even try to steal it from us that way, that's fine. With the $1 Million Man buying it from them, So it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to steal our spiritual, our undisputed universal spiritual warfare title, then, you know, we're always going to get it back, because what's meant for us will always find us. And that belt was always meant for us, not you. Okay? So that's why you don't have it, and that's why I have it still. Okay? And I'm going to keep it. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to continue my reign, and hopefully you heal. So you got, you know, courage, passion, persuasion, influence, and strength. Exactly. So this is what's going to defeat this energy. This energy is done. This is my main focus. Emperor reverse. Nobody else. Don't care what happens with Queen of Wands reverse. Don't care about any of them. Don't care about any other energy. I got my eye on you, Emperor reverse, because you are the head of the snake. You are the snake. You are the one who made us eat this apple. And now we know all we got to do is take you out, and it's over. That energy's done. And in the world, this world in reverse, this whatever world we live in now will become a whole new world. But for now, until that energy is eliminated, this is whatever nonsensical world we're going to live in that is ran by the Emperor reverse. But it's energy, remember. If one energy, one kink in that chain, the whole thing falls apart. One chink in that armor, you're still vulnerable. Okay? And Divine Feminine is to a point where it's like, what you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do? I mean, it's the truth. What you gonna do? I want to know. So I'm gonna get another card here. I was just asking what you want to do. So then that's why I figured the card will come after this. What you gonna do, brother? And that is Six of Swords. That is transition. That is get out of town, brother, because we don't need you here. Go get on that boat and go overseas, go somewhere, because that energy is not coming to where we're going. So either change or you're going back to hell. This energy's done. It don't make a difference. It's gone. It's not going to be in this earth anymore, because we're releasing it. It's leaving behind. We're moving on from that energy. That energy now is going to be the energy. Basically, what's going to happen is all the negative projections all over the years is all coming back to that energy. It's basically like everybody's going to turn on them. And it's like they're all just going to, like, you know, disappear into the ground. It's like a million people are going to they're going to be like, ah! Like, that's how they're going to go. Like, and that's what it's going to be. They'll be getting pulled out of things, you know, thrown, you know, just get out. We don't want you here. Like, you know, and then they're not even going to know what to do. And nobody's going to help them. Nobody's going to care, because nobody wants that energy around anyway, because that is the devil. So unless you want to help the devil, go ahead. Help that devil energy and see what happens. Okay? So I would suggest, if you are in a situation with an Emperor reverse that is, you know, acting a little strange or out of character, I would suggest you go against that person immediately and help the Divine Feminine energy, because that would be your best bet, because this energy is finished. Six of Swords. So it is what it is. Go against that energy or stay with them. Go down with them in flames. Choice is yours. I got it figured out. I know how to beat the energy. I know what to do now. Because Eight of Wands. Because we got the speed. We're moving rapidly right now. Because now we know exactly what needs to be done to basically change the world. And that is eliminate this Emperor reverse energy. That is all that needs to be eliminated. Not have to focus on all the millions of other stuff. Just that one energy. Because that is the actual devil. That is the devil energy. That is the devil. That's the one. It's that person. It's the one that's so ingrained in your family, or like family friend, or like you know, a step parent or somebody like that. That is the one. That is the devil. That is the one that was sent to ruin everything for Divine Feminine, make their lives miserable, while at the same time corrupting Divine Masculine. That is the goal of that energy. Because once Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine come back together, then that whole energy is removed. So that is why they work so hard to keep it apart, and it goes through all different people to keep it apart. So it gets to the point where Divine Feminine will be, you know, labeled as like undesirable to, you know, Divine Masculine, who usually be a higher class. So that'll keep the separate. It's just anything like, it's everything that you could think of that will keep the separate, but then they'll finally somehow come together. And that's how you defeat the double energy, the Emperor reverse energy. And we're doing it in speed, brother, rapidly. We got some fast thinking here, bro. We're manifesting quickly. We are moving, bro. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do about this speed in action? How are you gonna handle that? We'll see. Let's see. We'll see what they're gonna do here. Devil, Emperor reverse. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna watch us in the Ten of Pentacles, because this is going to bring us worldwide acclaim after we defeat you, and it's been documented and seen, and trapped you and put you in a situation where you cannot get out. You have such an ego that you had an opportunity to walk away from this, Emperor reverse. You could have walked away, but you still wanted to go back there one last try. The devil, see, that's the ego in you. You were like, nah, I can't go back, because you know what happened? You knew I walked through hell and returned unscathed. You knew that. And you were like, I can't retreat back to hell against the person who did that. How are they going to respect me? So you said, I got to get back to this energy. I got to put an end to divine feminine. One last chance. So then you went, you did something so ridiculous that you exposed yourself to the point where now we don't have to do anything. We just sit back now and let everybody else eat you up, while we sit back and say, well, I told you that's who it was. And this is it. There's nothing you could do. You can't control nobody no more. The spells are broken. The magic is over, brother. You can't control these people no more. They can see now. And that's where the mass awakening comes from. And that's the Ten of Pentacles. We already got the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm just going to do one. What do we got here? Wheel of Fortune under the deck, too. So it's like, come on. This is telling you everything you need. And how would I know that was under there? So I'm just going to end this right now, because, listen, here it comes down to. You see the end result for the Divine Feminine. Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Wands, moving fast with the Eight of Wands, for preparation for the Three of Wands. We got the strength, brother, because without the strength, how are we going to slam this big giant all the way down there? How are we going to slam this man? Has never been slammed, this Emperor reverse. Never been slammed. But we got him down right now. He's down. What's we going to do? The world is upside down for this person. They are upside down. They don't know what to do, this devil. Don't know what to do, because it's just, they're finished. Because they're in disharmony with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. They are just disillusioned, because everybody's turning on this person. They're like, wow, they're down for a minute. So this person's going to have to transition, move on, or get the fuck away. They're done, because you just lost. You can't beat this. You can't beat Divine Feminine. You beat them down. You may have felt like you may have won, but we came back. We got you down. We got you down. So it's time for you to go, so we could get our Ten of Pentacles. Okay? Because the strength is with Divine Feminine. And don't you forget that, brother.